Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tea with Taylor. And today I have a very special treat for you. I hope that you guys are joining in early. I know I usually give you guys a minute or two. As you notice, it's somewhat silent in the moment, but that is going to change. I have a really good friend of mine here today, one of my favorite sparkly songbirds of Providence. And we have a little number for you guys. So while you join in, hopefully you enjoy this little piece that we both decided was going to be a cute little number for you all. Here we go. And keep in mind, we're artists and we're sensitive about our shit. 2 minutes ago I met you. I looked up when you came through the door. My head started reeling. You gave me the feeling the room had no ceiling or floors. 10 minutes ago I met you, and we murmured a how do you do. I wanted to ring out the bells and swing out my arms and to sing out the news. I have found her, she's an angel with the dust of the stars in her eyes. We are dancing, we are flying, and she's taking me back to the sky. In the arms of my love I'm flying over mountains and meadow and land. And I like it so well that for all I can tell I may never come down again. I may never come down to earth again.
10 minutes ago I met you. I looked up when you came through the door. I wanted to ring out the bells and fling out my arms and to fling out the news. In the arms of my love I'm flying over mountains and meadow and glen. And I like it so well that for all I can tell I may never come down again. Found him,
I have found her.
with the dust of the stars in his eyes.
We are dancing,
We are flying
and she's taking me back to the skies.
in the arms of my love. I'm flying over mountain and meadow and land. And I like it so well that for all I can tell I may never come down again.
I may never come down to earth again. Oh, that was good.
Never knowing my lyrics.
Yeah,
I'm
that was-
iconic for that.
that was
Never
no,
knowing
no,
my
that was
words.
so good. Give it to me, girl.
Oh my God.
Hi. Okay, thank you all for that little Disney moment and whatnot.
You
and all
do
that.
have.
Thank you for
That's a Rodgers and Hammerstein
It
moment.
is a Rodgers and
That's a
Ham- you're
Rodgers
right.
and Ham. That's a Brandy moment.
That was that's a singing.
That's
Sorry,
a
guys.
someone.
But yeah, no, that's a Rodgers and Hammerstein moment. You're
That's
absolutely
right.
right. They did a thing
They
to
did
that
that.
musical.
Whoopi Goldberg
We
did
did that.
We did that.
Absolutely
Oh my
did that.
God.
Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as we did. Oh, Grayson's watching. Hey, Grayson. We love you. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed that little piece, that little number we had for y'all up in here. So cheers. Oh,
That was
no,
almost
that was
so
terrible.
sad. That was almost
Cheers
so
to
sad.
us. Seriously, that could have been a moment right there. We're on YouTube too, so say hi to YouTube. Hey.
Hey, YouTube.
If you guys are not watching on Facebook, then hopefully you're watching on YouTube. But today we're talking about the future of me. It's funny, when I thought about this, I thought about you with that recent picture on Facebook with the giant turkey leg.
I know, it's ironic. It's ironic.
It's so hilarious. I was like, oh my god, this is so funny. I have to call her out for this. I have to call her out for it
Well,
immediately.
because here's the thing. This is a topic I was like, oh, I actually have a lot to like say about this.
Yeah, you were pretty passionate about it.
Yeah, but it's not because I am like a meatless person. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a vegetarian. but my best friends are vegan
Right.
and vegetarian, and so I'm around that culture a lot, and I've been immersed in that culture.
Oh, yeah.
So like,
Oh, we're gonna get into it. Don't you
You
worry.
know?
I know. Yeah, it's again coming from another person who is not a meatless person. Like I like my meats. What can I say? I like my meats. But yeah, so that I just know a lot about it. I've been immersed in the culture. I worked in 3 different vegan restaurants. You know, and I enjoy.
vegan restaurant.
Well, whatever, I'm fine. But no, I really enjoy a lot of different things. I'm lactose intolerant, like most people are, so that also helped
Like
me.
everyone is
Everyone
is.
actually is. Can we just talk about that?
Yeah, we'll
But
see.
yeah, so I learned a lot from my time in vegan restaurants and things like that. So I'm really happy to bring this topic to you guys as 2 people who are not meatless people.
I will never.
But
claim
we
to
can
be,
identify.
But we know what we're talking about.
Boom pow. But first, as usual, we have some hot topics. I hope you enjoy these. Some of them are pretty hard hitting. As you know, I like to mix the informative ones with the good feeling ones, just because these are what stands out to me, you know? Like,
Yeah, I love to hear it.
Okay. So, first and foremost, really good. The Boston Marathon has restarted. Did you hear about that?
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
I honestly, like,
The
I was
annual Boston
I was
Marathon.
never a marathon, like, person. First off, I don't run.
You know what? Ah, yeah.
I don't run for nobody. I don't run after nobody.
No,
okay?
hell no.
But if
Only
you
thing
want
I'm
to do that,
chasing
go
is my
for
drink.
you. Good for you.
Only thing I'm chasing is my drink, please.
I just know, yeah. But good for them.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah. No,
I think it's a wonderful tradition.
It's the first time in years that it's been back. You remember what happened the last one, yeah.
Yeah,
we all
that was
remember what
amazing.
happened. It was pretty terrible, but yeah, it's back and it was a success. And so we're looking forward to the next Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
I've never been a marathon runner either. I could barely do 7 minutes on cardio, and that's working up to it. So
I do 7 minutes cardio, but it is in one place.
standing still, literally
One
standing
place.
still. Oh my God! Remember running in place? Do you remember how annoying that was
Do you
in
remember
school?
running in place?
Do you remember how annoying
Do you
that
remember
was?
the pacer test?
So
Outlaw-
annoying.
outlaw pacer
I was like,
test.
why do you want me to run in place? I don't understand. Like, can I just actually run?
Do you remember when they used to
be
test?
less
They
annoying.
basically body shamed you in physical ed, and they were like
Yes.
doing BMI like
They
tests.
made you have to do like
That was part of the
pull-ups
pacer
and
test and stuff
whatnot.
like that, and I was like, excuse me, yeah, but can any of these people do a full musical number and sing at the
Yes!
same time? No.
Hello!
No.
Right, can any of these people do a full-on performance? No, I don't think so.
Could never.
Could never. But yeah, I wonder, oh, my daughter's calling me. She must not be watching. Niall, I'm calling you out for not watching right now because you just called me. But I love you. I'll call you back later. Mwah. My drag kid children.
I know cheek. I know.
Oh, yes. You better
She
know
just
some
got a new
cheek.
kitten.
She did a new
I gave
kitten.
her some tips and tricks.
You know what? I was going to connect her with AJ. That's so funny.
connected her with
We
AJ.
talked about pets with AJ Del Signer, who also works at City Kitty with this lovely human being. So, yeah, if you need any tips or tricks, if you just got a pet or if you want to
Just cats.
learn, if you want to learn about cats a little bit more, if you're a cat owner already, here's your girl. And also, before I forget, because I always do, why don't you introduce yourself and tell everyone what you do, your pronouns.
Yeah, so my name's Alijah, she, her pronouns. Yeah, I technically, my 9 to 5 is I'm a receptionist at City Kitty Veterinary Care for Cats in Providence, Rhode Island. Wonderful, like, small practice. Bringing you all the care to those little felines. So I shouldn't say little because some of them are big. But yeah, and but I went to school for acting, so that's what I do, and I did before COVID. I worked in the theater, film, and TV industry, and getting back to that. But I also work at your local Dark Lady nightclub.
Yes, you do. I love running
it's
into
my
you at Dark
favorite
Lady.
job.
Yes.
It's cool that I get to going from being a patron there for so many years, and then like being asked to come on as a host for karaoke, and then like working my way into everything else.
Yeah, as creatives, you know, we gotta find that
Oh,
bag.
yeah, I'm
we
like,
got multiple avenues.
Oh, you left the hole open.
Here I am. Boop boop.
Oh, look,
Yeah,
it's shaking.
as creatives,
My
we
God,
tend
yeah.
to find multiple avenues to express
Oh, yeah.
ourselves, and if,
You
you
have
know,
to.
if it's something you enjoy, it's even that much better. So. I love seeing you pop up at these different things, especially karaoke. It's my fave. But yeah, as you can see, clearly, karaoke is my fave. I literally texted this one this morning or this afternoon and was like, we're doing this song. Please say yes.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
So yeah. Moving forward a little bit, another really good thing that I saw, Bretman Rock. Did you hear about Bretman Rock?
I
Yeah!
Bretman Rock.
First queer out man to cover Playboy is Bretman Rock.
Hot.
And it was a hot photo shoot.
First off, he's a
first of all,
so
congratulations for being that person to be the first out queer man to cover Playboy. First of all, I think Playboy needs a rebrand, and this might be that direction.
I think so. I think that with Hugh Hefner passing away,
Mm-hmm.
it allowed there to be so much more room for what the future of that industry actually is, what it wants to be.
It kind of died down a lot, too, I think,
Oh,
for a long time. Right after he died, it was like, oh, what is Playboy now?
And that Bretman Rock.
Yeah,
Bretman Rock.
Literally, it was a great photo shoot. If you haven't seen it, please look it up because I don't have a producer yet. I'll show you an image right here. So you guys donate a little bit more. Every little cent counts to me getting a little producer. How you doing?
How did you get introduced to Bretman Rock?
I don't really know Bretman Rock as a person. I saw Bretman Rock pop up for this as a topic, and then I Google stalked Bretman Rock, so I only know images.
I adore him. I literally so during the quarantini.
Yes, quarantini.
During quarantine, during the pandemic more.
Oh yes, pandemic more. I am so mad at you. From this point on the Team Taylor, what we are no longer referring to it as pandemic. It's Quarantini,
Pandemic more,
and Pandemic more. So that's it.
I watched a lot of YouTubers do Among Us, because I couldn't. It gives me so much anxiety to play Among Us. I'd play with 4 people and I'd be like, they're gonna know it's me. There's 4 people. Oh my god,
that's so funny.
So I used to watch him with a group of other people play Among Us, and he was so funny that
really. That's a really good, interesting way to remember someone.
Right.
I feel like I would never remember someone from that forum.
Oh no, you're gonna remember. He got him. There was if you know anything about Among Us, there's a man called Corpse Husband, and he's just look him up, listen to his voice. And you're
I'm going to actually. I'm actually gonna do that. I'm so into it. After stalking his image for so long, I probably should at least look it up.
But he used to flirt with Corpse, and it was.
If you guys have a link to that, send that. It'd be easier for me because I'm technically challenged, as you all know. Technology challenged. So there's that. That's always an aspect. It's really funny.
Bretman Rock, he's precious baby.
Oh, we love that. So. California. We like to talk about California on this show, or like to talk about our neighbors to the south and to the west and to the east sometimes. But yeah, California is doing something that is, I want to say, revolutionary, so to speak. They're becoming the first state to make ethnic studies a requirement for high school.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Clap, clap, clap for that. Thank you, California. I think that's something that really we need to do, of course, ethnic studies. My concern and my question with this now is how accurate is this going to be?
Who is the people who are creating this curriculum?
Who's teaching this? Who's creating this curriculum? Because in my history with ethnic studies, it's also, it was an elective. It's something that you had to take on if you felt like it.
If you wanted to, if you were interested.
If you want to know about your fellow human beings, whatever, no big deal. But it was kind of inaccurate, and I find from a lot of history standpoint that, the biggest thing that they teach you in Black history is slavery.
Yeah, there's
and that's
so
it.
But
and there's so much more before that and so much more after that.
And the 3/5 compromise
And it makes me kind of angry to think that that's the only thing that they think is monumentalized by the Black community. And I'm like, can we please update our teaching just a little bit? So this is kind of in that direction. I just hope it's accurate.
And I don't want to take one of your hot topics if it's in there, but on the same line, did you hear? I think it's want to say Scotland or
yes. I talked about that actually. I talked about that last week. Actually, that's so funny you brought that up. Scotland's teaching queer history.
Yes, mandatory now.
Yes, so, it's mandatory queer history. So these people are making moves that hopefully we can follow suit.
Yeah.
Because I want to say historical moves.
Yeah.
I've never heard of teaching queer history in school.
What, actually teaching our youth?
Oh, actually preparing them for real life? No, what? Why would you ever do that? Not in high school. Not right before you get thrown to the wolves. Yeah. No. But I talked about that last week. It's funny that you bring that up. Something that is also happening in Kentucky that really stuck out to me. I know, Kentucky. Your face was my face. I was like, Kentucky, ew. But it was really interesting to me. It struck a chord with my little green thumb. One of my multiple little hobbies that most people don't know about. But Kentucky, like in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, so beautiful, gorgeous. Get that visual going. In the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains, there is the biggest greenhouse in the U.S. First of all, being housed there. Absolutely.
In Kentucky?
In Kentucky. The Appalachian Mountains, right at the bottom, where all the little tiny hills are.
I don't trust that place.
Yeah, I know. I Google stalked this once I saw the topic, and I was like, oh, it's gorgeous.
No, I don't.
It's gorgeous, and it's
Appalachian
the largest greenhouse in the U.S.
I love that.
Yeah, but that's not even the story. The story is that now it's actually being, what's the word? It's being run by artificial intelligence. Yeah. We're getting there, y'all.
That's how Little Shop of Horrors
I
happens.
know, it's a little scary, but I'm enjoying it. I'm like, ooh, technology, yeah, that's what's next. But no, there are drones being operated, and like new robot technology that's being installed to help manage it throughout all the seasons.
Okay.
And drones are used to chop any of the high-hanging fruits and veggies, and they fall down into this system that they've created.
See, and this is how humans get replaced.
That's true. That's the second thought I had when I saw that. I was like, well, so we don't need farmers anymore. We're gonna have robots doing it all. Great, but
You take a load off.
to counteract that, though, I'm glad that we'll be able to take that off of our plate, because then we could focus on all the other things that we need to be focused on.
Yeah, that's true.
As humans, as like citizens of this country and this world.
United States,
yeah, we should probably focus on other things right now and let the robots take care of menial tasks like farming. So I think, hey, I think that's a really good thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, Kentucky though?
Like, okay, Kentucky.
I guess. They had a vision, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess Kentucky. I'll let y'all have that one. Something that I just want to mention that just was like kind of nonsensical, but we did talk about the race to space, the new race to space here on Tina Taylor.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's another weird little hobby that I have, if you want to call it that. I really enjoy like space and like astrological things and like
I want to go to space.
Like learning little things about that.
Yeah. If I had $250,000, I'd go to space.
Ooh, yes! I love that you have a number. That means you're serious.
Oh no, it's
yes.
only because is this a hot topic? Do you know who recently went to space?
Yeah, that's the hot topic.
Yeah,
I'm like, if you guys want to get us to space, let us know. We'll sing you another song, like whatever it takes. Let us know. Try to get us to space. But I talked about this on the Race to Space episode as a hot topic. Blue Origin.
Yes.
Yes. Blue Origin is set to lift off for their second flight now. Hopefully I think this one's gonna be longer than 10 minutes, like the last one.
So William Shatner just went to space. Did you see this?
Yes. So and part of the crew is gonna be Mr. William Shatner.
He already did. He did it 2 days ago.
Oh yes, it was 2 days ago. You're right. Whoops, I forgot.
No, I was it was 10 minutes.
Yeah.
The reason I know because he paid $250,000.
Oh, that's where you got the number.
That's where I got the number. They
you know what? Okay, so tell me more. How do you feel about it? Like, I was just like...
Here's the thing. $250,000 for 10 minutes in space, I feel like that seems fair for some reason. But, the pocket in which it's going into...
No, absolutely
Jeffrey
not.
Bezos gets the heck out of my life.
Why is Jeff Bezos the person in charge of this?
But,
I
mean, it could be Elon Musk, but...
they're the two that's, fighting right now to get to space.
They both have been to space, and cool, great. I don't know. I don't trust white men in space. I don't know.
Pedro, I'm sorry. I'll talk a little slower. I'm so sorry. I tend to speak quicker. We get excited here. I know. That's why I almost forgot to introduce you. I'm so excited. But yeah, I was like, come on, William Shatner. Is he going to be up there doing impressions?
It's a great they got so much free publicity, though.
Yeah.
Because they were like, hey, William Shatner, you want to come up and have the opportunity to go be in space. It was so cute. He was emotional. I don't like William Shatner. I've met him in person. He's not the sweet.
Have? I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I've met him a couple times at Rhode Island Comic Con. In passing, I never waited in line or anything. I've just bumped into him.
He strikes me as a grumpy old man.
He just he wants you to know he's William Shatner, and of course he knows he's William Shatner.
Oh God, one of those.
But yeah, no, he was just emotional. He was like, I saw death in the darkness of space, and I saw life in Earth, and I'm he's the oldest man on record, the oldest man to go to space. He's in his 70s. I want to say.
That was my problem with the first flight was the accolades that they're attached to now.
Yeah.
Now in history, you will be known as an astronaut, so to speak. And that kind of diminishes all the people that have been doing it for years, and that's the actual profession.
Because I was like, William Shatner, no tea, no shade.
Oh, all tea, all shade.
All tea, all shade. No, no shaming, I should say. But
yes.
he's not working out every day and doing
Yeah.
all these like
All
physical
the things that
tasks
astronauts
after
do.
doing. He just like hopped on a plane basically
that's how
and
I
went
feel.
to space for 10 minutes.
Literally, that's how I feel about Jeff Bezos. Like, I'm like, okay, well, now you're credited with this forever, but you literally have done nothing.
Like in my brain, like going to space is so difficult because you have to pass all these like physical like hard. Like,
Apparently not.
apparently not. You just
The
gotta
first
have
flight, there was what,
$250,000.
a 19-year-old on the first
I
one?
don't know. Probably.
Yeah, it was a child on the first one because it was the youngest person to go to space and the oldest on the last flight.
Like.
Anywho's, speaking of flights, another thing that stood out, another thing that I saw, a lot of this week was Southwest. Did you hear about what the debauchery and foolery that's going on in Southwest?
Tell me.
So Southwest Airlines, they had to cancel over 2,000.
Yes, I did see that.
Over 2,000 flights over the past 6-day period, amid a vaccine mandate. That's really what started it.
Damn.
That mandating their employees to be vaccinated, and then a lot of people didn't, want to, or et cetera, and it, posed the question: are they prepared for the holiday season? And a lot of mayhem has been sowed from this. Like people, I saw another story that was related to this, that this woman and her partner spent over $600 to rent a car just to get home because they got tired of waiting, and like it's insane.
Yeah.
That's such a big airline.
I appreciate the step of like being like, you gotta get, in order to do
right.
the thing.
No, we talked about that last week. Yeah.
It's just like giving people a little bit more of a heads up, maybe, to like,
right.
Hey, like, here's the thing. Your body, your choice, yes, but you have to face those the consequences of
Absolutely.
what that happens with. So, if, a private airline is saying, this is what we require, if a business is saying this is what we require of our employees.
And not that we didn't have a fair warning from the president
From
the world.
President.
But, I do agree that there probably should have been a little bit more of a fair warning, an email sent out. I don't know if there was, but maybe like a 30-day notice or something. No. But some sort of 30-day notice, because that could have avoided a lot of this problem.
Yeah.
Like over 2,000 flights. Are you kidding? You know how many people?
I mean, these days you can walk into a literal Walmart and get COVID vaccines.
It's true.
So,
it's true. You can literally walk in. Walmart has their own healthcare option now too.
I literally walked into Walmart for cat food, and they were like, "We got vaccines in the front. Come get yours." I was like, "This is how we're doing."
Yeah, readily available, y'all. Get your vaccine at Walmart, not the Johnson & Johnson, hopefully, if you can help it. I mean, but it still works, I guess.
It all works.
It all works. It's all something. So, moving forward just a little bit, so I'm a little worried about Southwest, to be honest. The CEO stepped up and he gave an interview and said that they were prepared for holiday season. Y'all book your flights and let me know. How
There's
about
always
that?
American Airlines.
There's always American Airlines. There's always JetBlue.
Oh, we love
JetBlue's
JetBlue.
cheap. We love JetBlue.
Spirit.
Listen, not Spirit. No, we're not doing Spirit. Don't you dare.
United.
Don't you? United. Okay.
United.
Oh, I got a job interview with United Airlines.
Oh.
I hope I get it. But yeah. So another thing that I wanted to mention in Hot Topics was a really interesting thing that I like to advocate for. It's bringing in the drag king family and all of the alternate forms of drag and things like that. It's a new show coming out called Call Me Mother. Have you heard about it?
I have.
I'm so excited for this because as a drag king, I really love that they're, shining a light on all the alternative forms of drag and creators and performers of that nature. It's Crystal and Peppermint that are going to be the hosts of it.
If I'm being honest, I'm a drag queen person locally.
Absolutely.
Like RuPaul's Drag Race, like I've watched all of season 10 and all of All Stars. What was right after that? 3, 4.
Yeah.
That's
oh my God.
all I've watched.
No.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah, and then I watched like a few episodes of like the Boulet Dragula.
How much of that have you seen? I love the Boulet brothers.
I've seen a lot of Violencia because I know her now.
Okay.
I got to do my
because you
research.
know her personally. I see.
Well,
Okay.
I know a lot of the Black family too.
Okay.
So.
Okay. I enjoyed Landon Sider from.
Landon
Sider is one of my biggest inspirations as a drag king, actually.
Yeah. So I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy these ones a little bit more. I just need a little bit more variety. I think when it comes to drag, and
that's why I'm really excited to see it. Yeah. And Peppermint, I love Miss Peppermint. I think Peppermint was like one of the best contestants on that show. And I believe Miss Peppermint is a transgendered woman. I believe.
I really do. I honestly.
I'm not
the
sure.
person to
Someone let
ask.
me know if you know in the comments because I'm not quite sure. I don't remember, but I think that there's a few
woman,
people
yeah.
that left Drag Race and decided that that was their truth, and so
Yeah.
I kind of have their names jumbled up in my brain right now. But I think Peppermint was one of them. That
I
mean,
know. Detox is one of them.
Is Detox one of them?
Detox. I
Oh
believe
gosh,
is either
someone who
trans
is
or
someone
non-binary.
who is a RuPaul Drag Race fan, stan, all of the above. Please, we're struggling. Let me
I
know.
know. I don't know anything about Drag Race people. I know some of their names. I know some what they look like. I
Yeah,
have like
yeah, yeah.
favorites.
Oh,
I have,
absolutely.
like, but
I'm
again,
surprised.
only
I'm
other
mad that you
things
didn't
I've
say
seen.
you've seen season 1 because my favorite is BB Zahara Benet from season 1. She was the winner
I
of season
do know
1.
her. I do
Oh,
know her.
yes!
I see her face.
BB Zahara is my favorite. Also one of my biggest inspirations.
Yeah.
We love Miss BB. She came out with a new song called Fever recently. Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. Okay. Okay, so at the episode we're almost at the halfway marker. So you know what that means?
Oh my god. What?
Oh my gosh, we're time. It's time for a game!
I do love games.
We love games. We love games. Yeah, no. So we're gonna play a little game, and then we're gonna get into our topic of the day, which is the future of meat. Hang in there. I know you're enjoying all
Buckle
this,
in.
but we're gonna have to talk about it. Yeah, get ready, get your drinks refreshed, and all that good stuff. But yeah, the first game that we're gonna play today is One Has to Go. It's so easy. I love it.
Oh,
It's
I
one of my
love
favorite
this. I
games.
love
I
this.
know.
Okay.
I love it. It's
But
one
I'm
of my
also
favorite
like
games.
a Libra and a pansexual, and I don't like making decisions.
just a little bit. No biggie. Whatever. No problem. So I went through a bunch of the games that I really have enjoyed playing in the past today, and that's the first one that we're gonna play, and then the next one later is gonna be nouns. I kind of created this game.
Okay.
Yeah. So get ready for that. It's interesting. The name of the game kind of gives away the rules.
Yeah.
But okay, we're gonna play. One has to go. Are you guys ready? You ready? You ready? If Calypso, if you're watching today, I love playing along with you. So make sure you're playing along in the comments. I know we love this. We love the Browns. I think next week is the Browns here on Team Taylor. Yes, next week we are having the Browns. But moving forward, so one has to go. And most of it is going to be food-based because we're talking about the future of meat. So I figured I could
make
yeah.
decisions.
One has to go. Waffles, pancakes,
and go.
or cupcakes.
Wait, one of them has to go?
One of them has
Pancakes.
to go. Pancakes? Really?
Pancakes.
That easy, huh?
Pancakes.
What?
I think they're the inferior.
Explain.
Because when it comes to breakfast or brunch, I'm gonna go for a waffle or a French toast over a pancake any goddamn day.
Okay, but that's a lot more work than a pancake. Pancake, you mix it up and boom, done.
Do you not have a waffle maker?
I do not have a waffle maker. All right, sure.
It's literally the same thing as a pancake,
It's
but
true.
you don't even have to flip it. You just put it in the thing.
Put it in there, and that's true. I wish I had one. Hey, I'm letting it be known, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was easy for you.
Yeah,
all right,
that one's easy.
Next. Soul food, seafood, or Chinese food?
Seafood.
Do you not like seafood? Do you hate seafood?
I like certain seafood. I like salmon. I like fish.
Okay, all
but
right.
I don't like shellfish, so that one's easy for me.
Okay, so you'd be willing to give it.
Yeah, I'd be willing to. It's except when I want salmon, but
seafood is my go-to when I'm just cooking for myself because everyone I know doesn't like seafood, and I'm like, all right, well,
I need comfort food.
This is my go-to
all the time, and I feel like Chinese food for me is part of comfort food. So.
I probably would have said seafood too because even though I love it, that's probably the easiest one to get.
It's the easiest one to get. Yeah.
All right. Next, Skittles, Starburst, or gummy bears.
Gummy bears.
That's my favorite one. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're the one with the least amount of flavor.
No, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
Haribo. Also, some good Haribo gummy bears.
Also, the only gummy bears that I really do like are either Haribo or the Trolley sours.
Okay, yeah.
But
yeah,
if I don't go
interesting.
I
love gummy. I was gonna say
Starburst. Maybe if you change that to sour gummy bears, then I would say Skittles.
Well, that counts. That's part of the gummy bears.
It's,
if you get rid of one, you get rid of all of the types of it.
But here's the thing: if you get rid of Skittles, you get rid of sour Skittles. And
I know, sour Skittles smack.
They slap.
Yeah.
I ain't getting rid of those.
That's true. That's why I said Starburst. I would say Starburst.
I just like a Starburst.
I'm alright. It just reminds me that I'm eating sugar. I'm like, okay, I'm good.
Sour Skittles doesn't.
No, sour Skittles is a delight. Okay, so the next ones are not food related.
Okay.
So, we were talking about gaming a little bit earlier, so this one's a good one. Mortal Kombat, Tekken, or Street Fighter. And all the iconic people that go with those. Yeah.
So.
Mortal Kombat,
Uh-huh.
Tekken,
Uh-huh.
or Street Fighter.
I need you to repeat them because I didn't know any of them.
Ah!
Just kidding. I know Mortal Kombat and I know Street Fighter, so I guess it's that middle one. Just 'cause I
Tekken?
don't. Yeah, I don't know what that
Really?
is.
Tekken was one of my favorites with a lot of the fighters from there, I remember.
So I grew up with very specific video games. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? I wasn't like all over the place. I had like, first off, I had a Dreamcast and I had NFL on Dreamcast.
Dreamcast.
She an original.
Yes.
She an original.
I had Nintendo, GameCube, and Dreamcast.
But like no, I was over like. For me, I played video games because I got them for Christmas gifts, but they were my dad's Christmas gifts. He like wanted to just play Madden.
They were
on
just
them.
there, yeah.
So I just played Madden growing up.
Hey, I mean, you were just talking about playing dodgeball or something like.
Oh,
Wait,
I know.
seriously, I'm not
sporty.
surprised. She's sporty and cute. All right, one more. This one is our heart.
Oh no!
This is our childhood at
no.
stake here.
Oh no!
Toy Story, Pocahontas, or Lion King?
Oh, that's how you know this is hard. I didn't immediately have
You didn't immediately have an answer for that one.
I have to think about it.
Toy Story, Pocahontas, or Lion King. One has to go. And all the iconic songs that come with all of them.
Then I feel like in that case, is Toy Story. Do you want to know why, though?
You've got a friend in me?
I know, but think about it this way. That's the really only song you're losing. That's the only song you're losing. Yeah, you don't get Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and 4. That means you don't have to go through the heartbreak of Toy Story 1, 2, 3,
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. Toy Story was so heartbreaking.
You don't have that trauma. Like, I know Pocahontas is problematic, but I love the music.
Yeah.
I was called, like...
See,
I'm making this face. Was called Pocahontas growing up because I always looked like her. I was just the only brown girl.
I was going to say you were probably just the only brown. Yeah. Oh, no.
But, like, no, I like the fake story. Okay, as a person, a woman of color, I become me a white man.
Oh, I'm so mad at you. No, see, funny enough, I was going to say that I would have to get rid of Pocahontas. Because Toy Story was, Toy Story taught me so many like life lessons as a younger person, and I was like, oh, shit, does that actually happen? That actually happens, and then like, you kind of prepared for it mentally.
No, I get it. And like, here's the thing, Pocahontas would have been made like like by someone else. Or
I think Pocahontas was just kind of problematic with the storyline just a little bit.
But I think the music is.
But the music was good.
Like every song in that is iconic.
Every song in that one, you're right.
Iconic.
But also, Lion King was
first gay Disney character though.
True.
You cannot tell me.
True.
Yeah.
But like Lion King, also I can't get rid of because it was kind of one of those growing up things that feel good things.
I mean, First off, I can't take that away from Sir Elton John.
No.
I couldn't take that away from
God
him.
no. There's so many. All the songs of that are also like iconic.
Number 2, I can't take that away from Nathan Lane or Matthew Broderick. Can't do it.
I love that you know this.
Oh, that yeah. Number 3, I will not take away the Broadway show that is The Lion King because it is. If there's one Broadway show to
and
see,
it's just one of those shows that Disney like installs like some actual truth and culture to.
Correct.
And it was I learned so much, and I was like, wow, it's so nice to see this light of.
And then let's be honest, who here had a sexual awakening to Lion King 2 with Kobu? You were like, why do I like a lion?
Oh, it's so bad. You're ridiculous, dude. I absolutely agree. So yeah, we're gonna move forward. That was one has to go.
Sorry.
Thank you for making me out that about myself. I appreciate that. Last week my guest, they outed my book for being a true artist book.
It's an artist book and it's an ADHD book.
It's so ADHD, it's ridiculous.
I looked over and I was like, same. Same.
Now this week we're outing my obsessions with Disney characters. It's fine, it's totally fine.
This could be a whole episode.
Yeah, no.
Next season.
You sound like the Browns. They were like, we could just talk about Beyonce the whole episode. I was like, no! We're not talking about Beyonce the whole episode.
Regardless.
But yeah, so we're going to talk about the future of meat. And it's a lot to go over. There's a lot going on that you may or may not be aware of out there, viewers. But to start us off, I saw in a documentary that I watched this quote from the past, from a very long time ago. 2 of them, actually, that kind of stood out to me. And one of them is from 1932. And it was in this magazine called Popular Mechanics at that time. And it was by Winston Churchill. Right. And so we're going to...
I know.
So it says, we shall escape the absurdity of growing a whole chicken to just ingest the breast or the wing. And there was a lot more to it, but that part was the one that stood out because that was what we were talking about. And then there's another quote from 1987 from Star Trek, actually.
Oh,
Look at that.
love
Look at
Star
that.
Trek.
Full circle. Yeah. Star Trek. And it was a full speech, of course, because long-winded Star Trek, hello. But we no longer enslave animals for consumption. We have evolved past that. Was part of that. And I thought that was powerful. Especially in 1987.
Yeah.
We are decades past 1987, and here we are, just still talking about the possibility of moving past the meat industry that we know it to be. And like we talked about earlier, we are not non-meat eaters, but something that we know a little bit about, something we're kind of passionate about. And to hear it coming from so far in our past kind of stood out to me again, another big reason why we should get this information out there and something that we need to talk about just a little bit more. I know one of my good friends, a DJ in the community, David Molina, if you're watching, hey, love you, is vegan, I believe, and he's always been very passionate about it. And so, again, just learning from different people around you, it's pretty interesting to see the evolution of like meat.
I think the vegan thing is like, vegans there because it's like, because they just want to educate people.
Yeah, no, they do, and no
they
one
don't
wants,
care that
no
you're
one wants
not
to learn.
vegan.
No one wants to learn.
I know.
You're gonna teach me things.
Come on.
I need bacon. So, but over the centuries, how we eat meat has also changed. In so many different ways. For instance, in the 80s, chicken nuggets became popular. I was like, oh God, it was that long ago? The chicken nuggets became popular, and then we had the whole goop situation with fast food. That was gross.
Goop in my mind went to Gwyneth Paltrow, though.
I'm so mad because I know why. But yeah, then we had that, and then we burgers became really popular in the 90s or so, I want to say. Just throwing a heap of ground beef together for a patty. Dying became new. No, I'm just kidding. And then now we have, different advances in meat, which are like plant-based meats and lab-grown meats.
Ethical.
People taking into ethics what we consume. What do you know? Who would have ever thought? Stephanie Clark St. Laurent, thanks for watching. She says, Elijah, you are the queen.
Oh, I knew that.
You are the queen. I hope you guys caught our number earlier, but if not, flip it and reverse it. Calypso's watching. Calypso, you just missed one, has to go, but it's okay. We're gonna get another game for later. So it'll be a little
I feel
fun.
like my hair's growing because
You
it's
look,
dry.
it's gorgeous.
Oh,
You look
thank
like
you.
a kitty cat. Just
Meow.
I love it. But yeah, so how we eat meat has changed, and how one big question that's on my mind and that I wanted to ask with you is, how do we satisfy this meat craving? Because that is the problem. That is the problem and the solution. Satisfying this meat craving that we have in the U.S. and in the world, essentially.
Yeah, I think personally, I don't necessarily think I have meat cravings anymore because I'm at the point in my life where like I have cravings for like other things. Almost, I think.
Okay.
I'm more willing to branch out. I feel like half the fear of when people are, I'm like, oh, how do you feel about like vegan options or vegan food? People are like, I'm like, why are you afraid of it? It's not gonna bite you.
It's not gonna hurt you, yeah.
And I don't know. I'm so much more open. I think for me, like I look at a menu, I'm like, what looks good?
Okay, absolutely.
I'm not like, oh, I've never been like, I need steak.
Okay. No, but it is actually a thing.
Yeah.
People have said, in the surveys and things of those lines, that they can't explain why, or even if, and they even to the point they don't even know if they could live without it.
Yeah.
But it is a craving that you have, like where you literally are just craving, salivating for meat.
I used to be that person that was like, I want a burger. Everywhere I went, I want a burger. I know I can make a burger at home, but if I'm in a restaurant, I want the juiciest bacon cheeseburger with extra bacon. Like that's what I wanted. And I think the answer is slowly. Slowly
absolutely.
Incorporating these other options
Absolutely.
into your life.
So that's one thing that I do is that one meal a week was where I started. One meal a week was strictly vegetarian, but now it's 2 days a week is strictly vegetarian or vegan. And I actually had to do a fast for my church for a full week that was all vegan, and so that actually prepared me a little bit more to be in that mindset. So it's actually something that really helps you feel a little bit more energized, a little bit better, and like a little bit somewhat of a flushing, so to speak.
I think,
not to be gross.
I think at this point in my life, I work 5 days a week. I have lunch 5 days a week.
Right, you better.
And
Shoot.
I think 4 out of 5.
Oh, hey, Jaden.
Oh, hey, Jay.
Jaden said extra bacon.
I do pretty much 4 out of 5 days of vegan lunch.
Oh, okay.
Because
nice.
I go where I get free food.
Right. If it's free.
Yeah, but no, finding, like, I think vegans are so good at making salads. I've never craved a salad until I had a vegan salad.
There's literally so many options and things, and like honestly, some things you may not have heard of, but they're so good, and there's so many different things now. We've got so many different options for even sauces, because a lot of different things taste differently in a different sauce. It's the same thing in a different sauce, and you know. Over the years, I think a lot of chefs have perfected this,
definitely.
And we have so many different options available. And like you said, it's all about getting used to, you know, substituting this for that. And it's not like an all or nothing thing, but that's exactly what it boils down to, is excessive consumption. That's the problem we have. That's the problem we have in the U.S., especially, is it's excessive consumption. We could say we have that problem with everything.
I mean, if you want to bring it back to the base of like where the conversation kind of started in the U.S. was Super Size Me.
Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot about Super Size Me.
Give it a watch again in 2021. It's different. It hits different.
I forgot about that. That was
different.
That was very revealing.
Yeah.
In ways that I did not need to know. That like it changed my world.
Food Inc. was the other one that was. Like,
I didn't see Food Inc.
Oh, that was
I heard about it, but I didn't see it. I feel like I've heard about it enough.
I don't know. You watch a chicken get killed on TV once.
Oh, I know. That's another way that it changed how we started eating meat, because before it was meat byproducts, or it was like chicken nuggets, or things like that. Then we started actually eating the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like it was like, oh no, okay.
Oh, hold on.
So we're going.
Okay.
It's actually a bird on the plate. But yeah, with excessive consumption. Every 10 seconds, the way that the meat industry is run now, every 10 seconds, which is a disturbing fact that I found, every 10 seconds, humans kill 24,000 animals for food.
Yeah.
And over the year, that equals out to 75,000 animals that are being killed strictly for food. That
are being bred, locked in a dark room, slaughtered, just for food.
Yeah, and people justify that in the meat industry as saying, you know, the population has doubled, and, you know, we have a lot of people to feed. And it gets into the other part of the argument as far as the meat industry goes. You know, population has doubled, so meat production has tripled. And demand actually is still growing.
Yeah.
So for people who are in the meat industry, who work in the meat industry, who work in the dairy industry, and things along those lines, you know, they're like, what about us? That's where we're at now. How do you feel about the other side of the argument? They're like, we've been doing this for years.
And I get that.
But that's also the argument for a lot of things that we need to change. We've been doing this for years.
We've been doing this for years. And how is that affecting the world? And not like the world in terms of like ethically, the world in terms of environmentally. Like, okay, you want to meet this supply and demand. Why can't you raise these animals? We're all animals. Why can't you raise these animals in a more sustainable condition then? Like, I'm unfortunately not passionate enough to like completely eliminate these things from my life. It doesn't mean that I'm not aware and thinking about it and educated about it.
Right.
So
and you're conscious. Very
conscious. And just thinking like, okay, like you want to meet the supply that we demand as a global human being. Okay, then why are we raising thousands and thousands and thousands of chickens in a warehouse the size of a Upper East Side apartment? Right. In pitch blackness.
And that's the next thing that, you know, we can get into. Jaden is commenting saying one thing that goes hand in hand with excessive meat consumption is waste. And that's a big problem we have in the U.S.
Mhm.
A huge
Yeah.
problem with everything that we consume. The U.S. is leading country in food waste.
Yeah.
And that's true. And like you were touching on just now, you know, the meat industry is actually at a breaking point. Because of that demand, because of that triple production of meat, it's become unsustainable. Like you
Yeah.
said, it's extremely unsustainable, and that's some of the arguments that the meat industry will use against vegan
Yeah.
and farming purely vegetables. Is that it's actually unsustainable with the amount of water intake, which for some vegetables is true.
But
as
you
an
know how much
industry as a
water
whole-
it takes for the meat industry?
Right, exactly. As an industry as a whole, it's a lot less. But it's becoming unsustainable. The land that required to house these animals, the water that we're using, the health of the animals even, again, is coming into concern because of the way they're being, like,
They're
harvested and the way that
literally.
they're living.
And if you want to bring it back to like we've been doing this for, you know, we were hunters and gatherers.
Right.
Okay, but when you were a hunter and a gatherer, you were hunting, you were taking the meat, you were using the bones, you were using the hide. This is for food specifically.
For food specifically.
So we're just throwing everything else away.
Yeah, and food was the first use that we had for animals as cavemen, as prehistoric people.
Companionship
and food. That
Yeah.
was it. And companionship even came after the
Yeah.
food. Because we realized that certain animals could be companions. All of a sudden, we're like, oh, you have a soul. Huh. Interesting. But it is an interesting argument, again, that the meat industry puts up. And it's something that this constant back and forth, which halts a lot of the progress in this industry. It's expected to reach 450 million tons by 2050. 455 million tons of animal byproduct and meat production by 2050 is what they're projecting in the continued rate that we're going. So, again, with the waste, like you said, Jaden, like you said, the waste is going to be severe. And then what do we do? What do we do then? The taste, though, of meat is also something that the industry uses a lot to convey their point or to justify their actions. It's something that hasn't been duplicated yet in a lot of different meatless products.
Yeah, but I think what people are...
Not fully duplicated.
Not fully duplicated, because I don't... There's not many veganized things
actually,
that I've been like, this is spot on.
Yeah,
but there's a lot.
It's really
that's,
indescribable.
Really close.
It's really indescribable too. When I was watching this documentary, they had hundreds of people try to describe the taste of meat.
Yeah.
What does meat taste like? And it's really...
I think...
There's no answer.
I mean, there's like a carnivorous kind of... I think a psyche, like deep in your psyche, you're like, this is meat, and I am carnivore.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the replication. I think is where the problem is, because you can never, even with flavored candy, it doesn't a strawberry,
right.
A watermelon Jolly Rancher doesn't taste like watermelon, and I think we need to get out of our minds of. This is vegan sausage, so it should taste like sausage. Well, what does sausage taste like?
Exactly. It is all in your brain, too. That was a big part of it. A lot of people think, oh, this is vegan, or, oh, this is not real meat. And so you're going into it already, like, psyching yourself out to not like it.
Yeah.
Whatever it may
Seasonings. You ever heard of a seasoning?
Like I said, get you some good sauce. A lot of chefs have really mastered these sauces. And even down to the fact, like, our generation has taken mayonnaise and turned it into aioli. I know a few good aiolis.
Oh, I know some good aiolis.
Oh, listen, don't get me started. But, to play devil's advocate just a little further.
Okay. I love him.
Protein... the proteins and iron in meat has also been a really big problem with, duplicating meat-like products. Because the protein and the iron in meats, as you may or may not know, I feel like you know, is... unlike no other, and it's bonded by, the composition of it is changed, and it's bonded by animal bones and animal byproduct and protein that make that protein different from any protein you can get from a vegetable, and the iron different from any kind of iron you can get from any other vegetable. Just to explain that to your viewers, hopefully you understood that. So that's been a hurdle also that the meatless industry needs to get over, and it's also slightly less efficient to feed people globally with meat, so they're moving into a lot of pluses in that industry, which is one big thing that they said is they're curing meat-borne illnesses with the meatless products.
Oh.
And meat-borne illnesses and additives are being eliminated essentially with these products. Is one of the things that they're touting as a reason we should do more of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree.
I totally agree. I mean, molecularly, you're not going to be able to replicate anything exactly. So like getting everyone who has a deficiency in anything knows you need to take vitamins. That's unavoidable.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Take vitamins or find other ways of supplementing those specific things that you do need in your body. But I mean,
yeah.
There's so much to think about.
They are. I know it's a lot. It's really a lot. That's why I'm like I'm
Yeah.
gonna play devil's advocate today because there are so many good points on both sides of the field. Beyond Burger, as you may have heard of, Beyond Burger is so good. That's one of the main people that are really on the precipice of like figuring this whole thing out. The Impossible Burger, that's also one that I actually like the Impossible Burger. It's actually
You ever just want to take a step outside your comfort zone just a little bit? Get an Impossible Whopper from Burger King.
Yeah, it's good.
It's that easy.
It's
that
actually good.
easy nowadays.
It's actually really good. I know.
And
even Burger King was like, all right,
yeah.
let's have a vegan
Dunkin'
burger.
Donuts even does an Impossible sausage.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It takes some sauce, but it's good. It's not good without the sauce. I'm not gonna lie,
You
but it's good.
you need
But
sauce.
the thing with those also, the negative side to that is that a lot of people look at vegan foods as like a health food, and with these, they are not health foods. They are actually the same amount of calories, if not more, than an actual beef burger. More fat and more salt content.
Yeah, what people don't realize is a lot of meatless meats or substitutes, they are completely like soy. It's completely made of carbs. It's completely made of things that are not healthy for you.
Yeah.
Yes, like vegetables are healthy for you.
Absolutely, but who wants a veggie burger?
Yes, vegan healthy.
But who wants a veggie burger? No one.
Sorry for
Carrots in a
vegetarians that had to
burger?
do it for so long.
I know. I know.
You remember when Boca Burgers were the thing?
That was the yeah.
Do you remember Boca Burgers?
Veggie burgers were the only option for so long.
So long, but yeah, I love to be like vegan does not equal healthy.
Yeah, it does not equal healthy. That's a huge thing that people think like, oh, I have to be healthy now.
No.
It's not. I mean, you can choose healthier options, like with anything, but is it healthy? No. Most of the time, no. Especially with these big names. And so that's another issue that we're finding with the hurdle with producing a lot of meatless products. Like you said, they were previously only soybean, veggie, and wheat gluten products that were used to make these meatless products. But now we're moving into things like lab-grown meat. Have you heard about that?
This is something that I've had my eye on for a while.
Oh my god, it's so really
freaky
interesting.
for me. It like brings me back to like Area 51 fields, you
Ooh,
know?
I was like lab-grown meat.
Like,
okay, first of all, the name.
Like first off, like it gives the same energy as like Petri dish baby, you know?
Yes, I'm like, first of all, the name. Can we not call it like what is it? Hold on, it's called. Hold on, it's in here somewhere. It's called. It's like something like cell.
I just want to know science behind it, but also at the same time, like, how are we that far ahead in the future?
Cell culture growth meat. Cell culture grown meat.
That makes me feel a little better than saying lab.
But like, ugh. I don't want to eat something called lab grown or cell culture grown. Like,
I mean, aren't we all cell culture grown, technically?
Yeah, that's why it's gross. That's why I don't want to eat it. I'm like, it's something that, it's the process of how we all got here, essentially. Like, do I want to eat that now?
Do you want me to tell you how they breed cattle?
No, I forgot you worked at City Kitty. No.
I didn't.
Because you just know these things.
Yeah, because someone once said you put a glove on and
Oh, no. Oh, God, okay, no. You didn't see that. So yeah, lab-grown meat is the newest thing to come from meatless production.
If it makes things more ethically and environmentally sustainable, and it's gonna taste the same.
That's the problem. So what they do essentially is they're taking cells from the blood of meat or the blood of newborn cows and things.
Okay, vampire.
Yeah, like so they take the blood from them essentially, and they turn those cell cultures into meat. It's apparently by far the closest thing we have to something tasting exactly like meat. However, it is very expensive and unsustainable at this point because the people who have figured this out have not been able to mass produce this yet. I believe the number was about $3,000 for a steak that would be lab grown.
But hey, people pay that money for like a grade A steak from like I don't know. There's fun fact. There's like $1,000 Philly cheesesteak sandwich in Philadelphia somewhere at like this like fancy schmancy like restaurant.
Excuse me.
So people will pay $1,000 for a good Philly cheesesteak in Philadelphia. So
what?
Who's to say that someone who's like about this life would not pay $3,000?
I mean, sure, they could market it that way. It's elite.
I'm gonna take us back because my ADHD brain is like.
Yes,
I went like this. I went like this because do you remember The Little Vampire?
Yes, of course. How can I forget?
Blood, like. And
that's the first thing you thought of? I'm so mad at you. I'm so mad. I love that. That's the first thing you thought of.
That's where I went.
No, it's very vampiric of the meat industry. You should be like, let's just take this blood and turn it into meat.
Also, this is like also ADHD brain, but also in the very same vein of like, it reminds me of the conversation of like, do you remember the TV show True Blood?
Oh, yes.
But like.
Oh, God,
like,
yes.
Ignoring the fact that like vampires, but like. The fact that they, as a society, created artificial blood for these people to sustain these vampires to sustain life. It's almost like I don't want to say it's like the same thing, but it's the same like concept almost.
Okay, I mean, kind of. Yeah, a lot of times I see science fiction things in movies, and I'm like, how have we not figured this out? And the answer actually is that we have figured it out.
We have figured it out.
We just don't know.
Yeah.
We just don't know. We just don't know. Yeah, we don't have clearance for that. Miss Irina Devereaux might have clearance for that. You know, I don't know.
Oh,
she got codes. But you know, just to end the conversation a little bit, you know, another thing that we can't look past when we talk about, you know, the future of meat and meatless products is that food also is a huge part of culture. Mm-hmm. Huge. And so we have to be sensitive to the fact that most people in most cultures are not going to be readily available to give up these things that they were used to eating.
But this is such a, I want to say, I'm going to use this word very specifically, it's a very colonized mindset.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
Because we as the US, the UK, Australia, places that are a little bit first worldy, you know, this is so common to us. Mm-hmm. But if you think about other cultures, like the Western civilization, or Eastern civilizations, and African civilizations, they as people don't necessarily have the accessibility to that much amount of meat. Oh, yeah. In addition, their culture, their food is very vegan, plant-based, or vegetarian-based, naturally, and their food is some of the best. Food
a lot of the Middle East and India, it's very. Oh my God, it's so like. It's naturally plant-based, and I think like we can learn a lot from that, like as far as recipes and things like that of how to make it work, because it comes and grows, and again, like you were talking about earlier, it's all about being conscious and aware of your intake as a person. If we were all like that, we wouldn't have this problem to begin with. We can't meet the demand. Then don't meet the demand. Right, then don't meet the demand, and we will figure it out otherwise. That's actually a really good solution. I don't know. We should send Biden.
How I deal with my problems?
Just don't. We should send Biden a letter. Just like, listen, just don't meet the demand in the meat industry. Oh, like, can we just like have something signed? I don't know. Like, we don't need it. It's fine. But turkey bacon.
Oh, I love a turkey bacon.
I don't know. I've had someone cook it for me really well, and it was really good. And I've been trying to not do pork. I haven't done pork in a while. But like bacon, I miss it so much.
I think I'm a cheese person.
And again, that's kind of like part of American culture. Like that's one of the I'm just gonna say it. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it.
It is.
I'm just gonna say it.
It is.
Like everybody in American culture, you want some bacon. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm just saying.
How do you like your bacon?
I like it like somewhat crunchy, but like still
soft
gummy in the middle.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad we agreed on that.
I was like,
but yeah, it's part of food is part of culture in a lot of different ways for a lot of different people. So that's something we have to take into consideration when we're thinking about this whole meatless industry. Even when we're thinking about the meat industry, And so that's the last thing I want to leave with us is to make sure we're aware of that when we're thinking about, there's no extreme to this if you ask me. There's no getting rid of, completely getting rid of. It's all about, being aware of how much you're consuming, again.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm leaving with you guys today. Also, I really want to hear back from you guys about any of your vegan, vegetarian recipes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Vegan, vegetarian recipes, I'm here for. I'm so open and, ready to try some new stuff. So if you have any, let me know in the comments now or after we post this later, whatever, doesn't matter. I want to hear about all your, recipes.
Yeah, and I guess I will end with,
Wait, do you have a good recipe?
Oh,
Is there something?
so I used to work at the formerly known by Chloe, now known as
Oh,
Beatnik.
yes, I heard they used to work there.
Yeah, so I know all their secrets.
Oh, shoot.
If you want a great bacon substitute, it does not taste like bacon. It has a very similar texture to a crunchy bacon, but it's a wonderful substitute. I don't know if... Actually, I think I'm allowed to say this because Chloe published it in her cookbook.
Oh, and Chloe came to one of my old jobs, Plant City, to talk about recipes from her book.
So, shiitake mushrooms, you get, the caps. You slice them nice and thin. It's shiitake mushroom bacon. You slice it nice and thin. You want to do, a quarter of an inch. Toss it around in whatever kind of oil you prefer. I know we used to use, sunflower oil, saffron oil.
Sunflower oil is really good.
Really good. Toss around in that oil. So it's coated, not so it's sopping, but just coated, completely coated. Salt, pepper to your liking. Put them on a flat baking sheet. Pop them in the oven at 325 for 15 minutes.
I'm gonna try that. Mushrooms
are
such a good
salads. It's wonderful to put into burgers.
Mushrooms are such a good substitute for me. In any dish. I've done it with pasta a couple times.
And I'm not a mushroom person. I can't I'm actually a picky eater.
I've discovered that I am a mushroom person.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So, but I was gonna say those of you in Providence, those actually pretty much any capital, but nowadays pretty much anywhere you can find these wonderful vegan restaurants anywhere and gain inspiration from them.
Absolutely.
In Providence, there's the Grange, there's Beatnik, there's Plant City, there's Julian's has vegan options.
And shout out to Plant City because Plant City is doing something that no one else has done. They're combining. It's a food hall. So they're three separate restaurants in that one building. And that's awesome.
Sit-down restaurants, and then there's the takeaway and the
that is
bakery.
Such an awesome thing to have in our community that people can go to. And there's also a grocery area.
Yeah.
So it's
pick up a vegan snack.
It's so accessible. But unfortunately, we've reached our hour marker. I know, sad face.
We can talk.
I know, we really can. I want to talk more, but it's okay. We reached our hour marker, and so I'm gonna give you guys back your Friday. I'm probably gonna go to Dark Lady. I don't know. Are you doing anything tonight?
I can see you there.
You're gonna Dark Lady. Oh shoot! Okay, guys, if you want to see us, catch us at Dark Lady. Buy us a drink. Because we didn't have shots today. I forgot to make shots. But. Yeah, what do you want to leave our viewers with today before we go?
I want to leave you with, we'll do a closing mantra. Be mindful, be kindful, be loving.
Aww, I absolutely adore that. Okay, one more time.
Be mindful, I literally forgot what I said. I can't even, be mindful. I literally can't. I was like,
I'm deceased.
My brain works too fast.
You know what? Your brain. Sometimes you think about things and it's in your brain and you get it out and then it's gone.
Yeah.
I have been there so many times. But yeah, that's amazing. I love that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna when I go back and watch it.
And then
flip it. I like to say flip it and reverse it.
Yeah. Do a Missy.
But yeah, I am really excited to have you today. Thank you so much for joining me for this conversation.
Yeah, and the next time I'll be back, it'll be Disney Day.
Oh my God, I know. Oh, I have an event coming up, and I'm gonna ask you when we're off air about if you want to perform. So don't worry. You guys, you stay checking my website. It's on all my socials at Taylor Neptune, checking my website for events, and I can't wait to, spill the big tea about this event that I'm putting on, one of my first events. And I'm really excited. It's going to be involving a lot of people in the community. But yeah, I'm going to definitely see if I can get this person over here to sing for me for this event. And my house is going to be performing for the first time at this event as well. As a threesome. Because my 2 children. So yeah, we're going to be performing for the very first time for this event as a house, and I think it's really cute, and they're going to highlight how old I am. Anyways, but I'm going to leave you guys the rest of your Friday, and thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining us, Elijah, here on Tea with Taylor. It was a really great night, and I'm going to always tell you to be good to yourselves. Make sure you're, not being too hard on yourselves. Make sure you're looking inward for a lot of the answers that we all need first before looking outward. Next week I'll be back here Friday at 6 o'clock. Friday at 7 o'clock because the Browns are joining us, and drag queens need a little bit longer to get ready, so deal with it. Deal with it. It's okay. We're gonna be an hour late, and it's fine. But make sure you join us.
Anyway.
But no one comes. It's fine.
10.
You have more time to get your drink. You have more time to get your drinks ready.
Game.
More time to get ready to play these games with us because we got games, y'all. But yes, join us next Friday at 6 o'clock. At 7 o'clock. I keep saying it. And I was going to say something else, but I don't want to spill the tea on that either just yet. But thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your night. It was lovely talking to you, and I look forward to seeing all your recipes and all your beautiful people. Thank you. Good night.
Goodbye.